Hi, this is Janet from Try It Like It Create It, and today we're going to be doing toilet paper embossing, which I have seen others do it. I know it's not a new technique, but it is new to me and it looked really interesting, so I wanted to give it a try. So what I have in front of me here is my crossover 2 embossing and die cutting machine. I have a spray bottle of water. I've got 2 dies that I'm going to, or excuse me, I have got 2 embossing folders that I'm going to work with, and a roll of toilet paper. So to begin, I'm just going to open up the embossing folder and start layering it with toilet paper and spraying each layer with water. And so I want to get close to the top edge, but I don't want to interfere with the fold. So I'm going to do a few layers here. So this is the second layer. Let's go with 4 layers. So this is the third. And this one's going to be the 4th layer. Now I've seen people do tons of different things technique-wise to kind of color what they've got. So what I'm going to do here for the first run is just a plain white one. I'm just going to use the extra paper here to pick up some of that water. And I'm putting it on my crossover 2, putting the top of the sandwich on. And then let's see how this will roll through. I don't have a lot of pressure here, so I'm going to roll down on the top to give it a little bit more pressure and see if that does anything. Just squeeze out some of the water. Alright, so that was not a huge amount of pressure, but some. So let's open it and see what we've got. Yeah, that worked. So hopefully you can see that. So we've got an embossed side and a debossed side, and I'm just going to set that off to dry, and then we're going to do another one. So this time, once again, we're going to do 4, and I'm going to spray with water and each time. And I think the last time, let's see what that's. All right, I'm going to flip this over because I want the embossed, the raised side, to have some glitter to it. So I'm just spraying layers of water here on the toilet paper. So that's 2. And you don't want it soaking, but you do want it damp. Okay, and what that does is it helps bind the fibers together. Alright, so here's my 4th layer. And I'm just going to give it a light spray with water, not too much. And then I'm going to bring in some shimmering mist. And this is a iridescent mist. So I'm going to spray that on here. And I'm just spraying it right onto the toilet paper. I hit most of the machine instead of the paper. Alright. And then for this, I'm going to bring in some paper towel here just to kind of help pick up the water. I got some in on my steel roller as well, and I just don't want that to hurt anything down the road. Alright, so I feel like I'm making more of a mess than actually making something here, but it's fun. So then I'm going to put my top plate on my sandwich and roll this back through again. And I can see the moisture moving. So let me pull that out, bring it back over so you can see what happened here. Alright. So there. That's done, and I don't know if the camera is picking up the mist or not. I can definitely see it. if you can't see it, I can definitely see it on my finger here. So that's nice. And I'm gonna once again set that aside and then clean up my moisture here. Alright, let's do another one. This time I'm going to put ink on this top surface here. So I'm just going to take a stamp pad here and just rub over the top. It's a real pale pink color. I don't know if you can see, it's more of like a blush. Alright, and with working with the ink pads, you definitely need the water because it needs to pick up the color. So once again here, I'm going to lay down toilet paper, spray. That's one layer, 2 layer, 3, and 4. And I definitely want this one to be wet so it picks up the ink. You can see that the spray has hit some of the top of my stamping here, and that's okay. I'm okay with what that's going to look like. Alright, so now putting my sandwich together. You can see that's a subtle pink color. And once again, we're going to send this through the crossover too. And let me bring that back over so you can see the reveal. And open this up. Oh, and that's really subtle and nice. Yeah, very pretty. I don't know, let me grab the original. Okay, so there's the white. Hopefully you can see that this one has the subtle pink on it, and that looks really nice. All right, so for this I'm going to change my plate out, and I'm going to go with a different plate for this last bit, and I'm looking to see, this one is a Sizzix Tim Holtz die, and I really can't tell which way is up on this because of the pattern. So I'm just gonna put it in here and get it wet. Two, three, and 4. Now what I wanted to do with this is, before I send it through, I want to just spray it with some color, and I'm not sure if I can get to the sprays. Here, let me look. Alright, so what I have here is some spray inks. This is from Aladdin, and this is a spray dye, and so I'm just going to spray that on there. That's loud pink. I'm not even sure what color they call that, but so what I'm using are these spray bottles, and this one I'm going to spray yellow, if I can get it to work. I don't want to point it at me. Okay, let me try to unclog this. There we go. Alright, I ended up spraying my face and cleaning that off. Oh yeah, that together is really something. Okay, now I'm going to clean this up a bit before I send it through, just because that would be an utter mess. Okay. So, here's our last one, I think. I don't know if I'll play any more after this. I can see that color running out. Okay. Oh, very nice. So there's the end result, and the color actually leached through to the other side, so I've got this kind of lighter yellow on this side. Now you could spray both sides and get two different looks, but yeah, I am happy with what I've got so far. So I'm just going to set those off to the side, let them dry, clean up what I've got going on here. And then if you do some of the plain white ones, you might color them afterwards because they have that raised surface. You can then go back in with your ink pad and color it. So that's a nice option as well. So hope you enjoyed this. I will come back once they're dry and show you the end results. So now my toilet paper embossing is dry, and I want to walk you through what the results are. So here is the one that I sprayed with kind of an iridescent mist. And then this one is the one that we wiped with the pink ink on the plate. And then here is the white one, just to show you the subtle differences between the two. Now, depending on what ink you use, yours will turn out darker. I just used a very subtle pink, and so my results were subtle as well. But you can see that they're both embossed and debossed. And then here's the one that I sprayed with some inks before I embossed. And then I have a few others that I did. This one, different plate. I'm trying to think. I think I sprayed it with two different colored blues. And so you can see, you really can't tell with this embossing which is the front and which is the back of it. But you could choose whichever side you liked the coloring on. And then I found some more sprays that were fabric sprays that were from Aladdin, and I sprayed kind of a pink and a yellow together onto the paper before I embossed. And so there you can see both sides. So there are my dried results, and just to show you that once you're done, you can easily, trim up or trim off the sides that aren't embossed, and then you've got a nice embossing. Now I've seen people sew around these if you'd like. You could cut them down, lots of different things, and to use them in your work, it sounds like a liquid type tacky glue works best to attach these to whatever you're working with. Applying a tape runner to the back kind of pulls up the paper, so you're going to want to use some kind of liquid adhesive. Now I haven't tried a spray adhesive with this yet, but that might also work when it comes to getting them to attach down. So hope you found this helpful. It was new to me, although it's not a new technique. I enjoyed it, and I will be working with this technique again in the future. So there are my finished results.